What up, guys? Today we're going to be reviewing episode 4 of Dragon Ball Daima, and we're going to be going through what happened in this episode. I also want to talk about other people's thoughts on the show as a whole, because I feel like a lot of people now, since we're in the fourth episode, a lot of people are giving more of their opinions and on the show as a whole and what they think about it and their feelings towards it. And I want to talk about their feelings and my feelings about the show specifically. So let's get into this review and let's talk about what happened in this episode. Now, this episode starts off with Goku, Shin, and Grollo after their ship was stolen. They're trying to get another one, so they have to kind of go travel and find another location to get a new ship because they can't find those other guys. So they go to leave, and we see a little bit more of the demon realm, at least the third demon realm. So they're going, and Goku said, "Why don't we just fly?" And Grollo's like, "No, we can't fly." He's like, "Why not?" He's like, "The air is too thick. It's gonna consume too much energy. It's gonna be too hard for us. So it's better to just walk." So they opt out to walking. And I know some people are saying, well, they should be powerful enough to fly through this and not have it drain them heavily. But remember, Goku and Shin, they have been depowered due to the fact that they've been turned to children. And Goku doesn't even know if he can go into Super Saiyan form at this point. And he can go to like Super Saiyan 1 and 2, which would make him more powerful and able to handle it. But I feel like in the smaller body, it's going to be consuming more energy than when he was in his bigger adult body. So maybe that's the reason. But they pretty much walk until they get to the area where they see the abyss again, which they mentioned a couple of times that if you fall in there, you're basically, it erases you from existence. So they start to fly a little bit here, but then this one big fish, weird creature jumps up and tries to attack Goku and stuff. And Grollo dashes in and pretty much beats the crap out of him and knocks him down. Grollo is, I think he's pretty decently powerful. He's obviously not on the level of the Z fighters, but he is still pretty powerful in himself because the way he moved when he attacked the thing was pretty fast. And yeah, it's because due to the fact that he's an inhabitant on this planet itself and in this dimension, so he's used to it. But he's still pretty fast and powerful in my opinion. The way he was moving around was pretty impressive. So they do that. They beat it. They go to another town. They find this little small like cafe area. They're going in there. They're eating, and then they find these weird bug things. And these weird bug things are actually pretty interesting because they have some pretty interesting properties. Some of them do some stuff like skincare and stuff like that. That doesn't really matter. But there's this one called Revival Bug, which is pretty much like sensu bean, but except it's a bug, and on top of it, it only recovers stamina, whereas sensu beans recovers health along with it. But this recovers stamina, and Goku's like, "Oh, it's like a sensu bean." And then we find another one, which a lot of people have been talking about. This is a new way of fusing, where it's pretty much what's the thing called? There's there's this one where it basically allows you to fuse. So it allows them to fuse, and it showed the image. So if you take it, it fuses. So we have another method of fusing. We have the Patar fusion. We have the Metamarine's dance, and then now we have this bug fusion thing. So we know those other two fusions are similar in power. We don't know if this one's going to be way more, or even more powerful, or probably weaker. Most likely, it's going to be a weaker fusion. I also want to see who Goku's going to fuse with because he did get it. Maybe he might just fuse with Vegeta again. Maybe he might fuse with Grollo because he looked at him. So that might be a thing in the future. I think so. If I'm being honest, I think they should do that one. I think that would be cooler because we've seen Goku and Vegeta before. I think it would be more interesting to see this one. And we know Goku and Vegeta, when they fuse through Patar Fusion or the Metamarine's dance, they either become Gogeta or Vegito. So I'm wondering if this one is going to give them a third personality, which I don't know what it will be, but I want to see how it looks. And I know they're going to do it. They're just hinting at it. But they go to the shop, they get this stuff, they leave. Shin and Grello don't want to take it because they don't like bugs, but Goku doesn't care because he's a nasty guy. So they leave. They go to this other village. They find this bigger place to go get the ships, so they can fly. But as they get there, they pretty much see these guards, and they're these royal guards for King Goma, who's the new king now, and they're basically doing his bidding. And they come to this village, and it seems like the people there are kind of like slaves. They have these collars around their necks, and they're basically telling them that now the King Omus thinks that you guys haven't been paying enough taxes and tribute, so he raises up the tax prices, which nobody likes that. So he does it, and he says 2 gold coins, which they're like, we can't really afford that. And he says, well, if you can't afford that, then you're going to lose 9 years of your life. And some people might have been assuming that maybe this might be mean prison time because that's what it usually means. But it's different in Dragon Ball Daima. They do it a little bit differently, which in this way it's actually less fucked up in some ways, but it's also more fucked up in other ways. But they basically these guards are threatening them to do it. One guy tries to run away. He holds up his staff and he's able to pull him back by his collar. And when they can't pay, they basically have this one big tank and it has this weird blue liquid, and they have this tube. They put it to the neck of their collar, and they're able to drain the life force out of them. So when they say they're taking 90 years away, they literally mean they're taking years off of their life. So they're basically pretty much killing them. They're draining their life. So like of your like let's say 30 years old, they take 9 years off, you're gonna be 39. I'm 26 right now, so if they take like 9 years off of my life, I would be around like 35 years old. So I would go from 26 to 35. And one of the guys was like, I'm too old. I can't afford to lose 9 years of my life. I might end up dying. So they're doing this. And Goku's like, I can't handle this. I need to jump in and do something. But Rolo and Shin are like, don't do this because we don't want ourselves to be, found out. So Goma doesn't find out himself. But Goku's like, I can't just let them do this to these villagers. They're pretty much stealing their life, and they're gonna end up killing them, and they're torturing them. So he's going to jump in, but then this little girl, who we've seen in the song and we've seen in some of the trailers, she's a little demon. She throws this wasabi bomb to stop them, but it doesn't work. So now she's in danger. She tried to save them, but it didn't work out. So Goku's like, screw it. He jumps out and he just has to do the heroic thing. So he jumps, he attacks the guards. We see some pretty cool choreography. The animation and the choreography in this was beautiful. It looked pretty spot on. So he whoops their ass. He beats the crap out of them. He does some pretty cool moves, and then he's like, "Oh shit! Now that they're beaten, I need to leave." So he runs away. So he and then run away, but they take these guys out. But yeah, they're able to steal people's life, and I think that's what Goma meant when he was talking to Navi. I think that's the name, the Namekian. He told him, he's like, I can give you 1,000 years back. He's like, I'm gonna give you 1,000 years back. And I was like, how is he gonna do that? So apparently, I think the way he does it is he uses this machine to drain the life energy from these other people, basically aging them. And then when he takes it, he has extra years of life, either giving it to himself or his people, or somebody that makes a deal with him. So since he made a deal, he's gonna give him 1,000 years of his life back. So if he takes 9 years from each person, it makes sense that he would be able to give him back, but it would still be a lot of people. So he probably has a lot of people's years of their life away, and he's gonna take it to give it to him because he made on his end of the bargain. So he that happens. Goku leaves, they all run away. The girl pulls up and she starts talking to him, stuff like that. And then she sees them, and then the episode ends. So there wasn't really that much in this episode. Just like the last two episodes, there wasn't that much, but it was just building up and going into, it was just transitioning through the story. Though we did get a little interesting thing with the whole fusion thing, and also Goku mentions to Grollo about the Dragon Balls. He said, "Yeah, in the 3 dimensions, they all have their own Dragon Balls. They have one for each. So they have one guardian in each of them." But these guardians are super powerful. They're protecting them, and nobody has ever used the Dragon Balls, which is like, what's the point of having them if nobody's ever used them? But whatever. He said that nobody has ever made a wish on them because they're too powerful. I don't know if you guys can do it. And then Goku's like, well, we should try it. And he's like, I still want to try it. And some people might be like, this is making Goku a little bit kiddish. He's acting like a little immature. But personally, I like it. I want to see it too. We all want to see them fight. We want to see how powerful these guardians are, what they're capable of, and I want to see the demon realms Dragon Balls and how they work. I want to see their demon and all that shit. I want to see all the stuff with that, which is gonna be cool. But yeah, he's like, why don't we just do that instead of just going to the Royal Guard and stuff like that? He said, we can get that and have those Dragon Balls, wish us all to be adults. So the plan now is screw it. We're gonna go get the Dragon Balls from these 3 demon realms. I'm gonna beat those guys. Once when I beat them, I'm gonna get them. I'm gonna summon Shenron, make us turn this into adults. Then I can just steal Dende back because he can just use instant transmission. And also he can just go there and attack them. So they're gonna get fight those guys, get the challenge, get the Dragon Balls, use the wish, have the wish to basically have them back to adult size, then go there and beat the crap out of them and take back Dende and basically stop the whole threat. So that's the plan, and I think that was a pretty cool plan, fun to see. But as a whole, this entire episode there wasn't really much happening. This besides the first episode where there was quite a bit of stuff happening, these other three episodes they haven't had much happening, and a lot of people are kind of getting annoyed by it. I know for Neverworld, who's a big Dragon Ball and just big anime YouTuber, uh, he made a video talking about he's disappointed with Dragon Ball, Daima right now, and some people in comment sections were saying they're disappointed and that it's kind of a letdown. Somebody said that in the second episode. I'm like, dude, it's literally just the second episode. Chill. But now we're in the fourth episode, so I think it's a little bit more fair and reasonable to feel that way. Personally, I don't feel that way. I feel like I know I was harsher on Daima than most other people before it came out. But like I said, the reason was the fact that I felt like that they were taking a step away from Super, and they should have handled Super. They could have just continued on Super, and they could have done this as a side thing on top of it. They could have had two projects working. That would have been actually pretty cool if we had Dragon Ball Diamond and Dragon Ball Super coming back, and them both working on that. That would have been pretty cool. But they went in this route, so I was a little bit more harsh on it. But I'm willing to give it a chance, and I feel like a lot of people are a little bit more harsh on it because I think I don't think that they're doing it because they just want to shit on it, even though it's only been a few episodes in. I think they're doing it because one, they're like, well, if we're not gonna have Dragon Ball Super and we're gonna have this better have a ton of crazy stuff, happening in it, and it better be worth our while, right? And within four episodes, we're not kind of having it worth our while. For me personally, I'm okay with it building up to what it is. I am still concerned because I forgot how many episodes they have for this season. It's a limited run, so they need to really pick up. I think within four episodes is not too much time that's passed, but they can't keep on doing this throughout the entire show. They do this throughout the entire show. They go slowly with everything. I'm gonna agree with them. I'm gonna still watch it, but I'm gonna agree with them right now. I'm still gonna give them leeway with it, but I feel like a lot of people are disappointed with this and pissed off. And I don't think it's because they're just mad. Because for me, when I saw it, I was like, it's only four episodes. You've watched countless other episodes, like of other animes, like One Piece, which it has hundreds of episodes of nothing happening. And then you guys are like, yeah, yeah, wait for this, wait for that, and you guys give that so many leeway. You do with Boruto and these other animes, but then when it comes to Dragon Ball Daima, which only has four episodes, you guys are shitting on it, which is ridiculous because like I said, there's countless other animes out there that people have given 10, 20 episode waits just to wait for it to get good, and they've given them that many chances. Yet when it comes to this show, it only has four episodes and they're shitting on it. But now when I think about it, it makes sense because have been for years. It's been years, almost a decade since we had something, anime wise from Dragon Ball. We've had stuff manga wise. We have stuff movie wise, which the movies are good, but we prefer the anime over the movies, right? And now we finally got announced that there was going to be an anime. And it wasn't Dragon Ball Super. It was something that we wanted for a long time. We wanted Dragon Ball Super. We want to see the more arc. We want to see the granola arc. We want to see more of Dragon Ball Super. We want to see what they do. But they kind of like I'm gonna be honest, they kind of cock teased us. We wanted to be pleased and they cock teased us, and it kind of pisses people off. So we're like, oh, we want all this, then we got Daima, so we're not getting what we want. We're getting some random shit that's completely another side thing. Fine, we're gonna watch it and it better be good. So the fact that within these four episodes that it isn't on that level, I can see why. So I think it's just because of the Dragon Ball Super thing and the hiatus shit where we've been dry on Dragon Ball content, especially on anime itself, that type of content in general. So it's kind of people are a little bit more annoyed and agitated with that, and they were a little bit more harsh on this. So I think that's the reason. Of this came out like let's say right after Dragon Ball Super ended, or like a year or two, I don't think people would be this, judgmental. I think people will be more lax on, it taking time to build up. But the fact that we waited this long and then we got kind of cucked with the whole, Dragon Ball Super thing, it kind of pissed people off. And now you're dropping this, and you're like, okay, so you didn't give us that. You waste all that time to give us this. So if you're gonna give us this shit better be top level. And when it's not on the highest level, then it kind of disappoints people. Whereas the first episode, it was actually pretty interesting. These episodes have been kind of been of definitely a downgrade. I'm not saying it's bad. I just think it's slow, and I would like it to speed up more. But I'm not disappointed, and I think it's okay to build up. But I just think that it should speed up a little bit more. And I kind of understand why these guys feel this way, though I don't agree with them. I do think that it isn't bad. I don't think what they're doing is like, oh my god, they're so bad. They're so lazy at this. I don't think it's that bad. I just feel like people are a little bit more anal about it because of that. But like I said, I can't really blame them. We've been waiting for a while. I was whining about it too, so I'm not gonna sit here and act like, oh, these guys are just bitching, and I wasn't. I was bitching. It's just that I'm more okay with it now. But as a whole, I do think that they should start to get on moving with it a little bit faster, and they need to stop wasting time with these like little stupid things that don't matter, like them just walking around. You can skip a lot of the walking and traveling parts or explaining small things like the volcano in the air. We heard that like 1,000 times, so we don't need that. Just get to the parts that matter and that are important. If they do that, I think it'll be better. So yeah, that's it for this review of this episode. I enjoyed it, but I felt like the show could be a little bit better. I just feel like they're dragging a little bit, but I don't have that much of a negative opinion on it as other people do. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and stay tuned for next time.